Okay, in today's video, it's going to help people who have headaches and fatigue living close to cell towers. Now, I've read many threads, fatigues and headaches. Headaches is number one, and fatigue. And everything else, it could be some people are known as EMF sensitivity or ultra EMF sensitivity or hyper EMF sensitivity or electromagnetic field can actually succumb to like a jail, like you are being imprisoned by this. So I'm gonna go I'm gonna go really slow. We're going to learn about how the supplement that I've been using to help me with headaches and fatigue, and also gain some energy, how I understand or understood this thing so far. Remember, nothing is 100%, but that's how I understand so far. So I'm going to go really slow. And my environment right now, I'm in the kitchen. And you can tell, look. And look what it says. Harmful. See? It collects. Yep. It collects enough that it's able to turn this on. Now, what's going to be really sad? This is our kitchen. And I'll show you a picture. There's a cell phone tower and a few other things right now on the screen for you. Yep, that's where it is. And look, I actually have to put tin foil over our cabinet so that way it doesn't beam on my head when I do videos or when I stand here and help my gram cook. Isn't that sad? These cabinets becomes tin foil. Yep, I tape them all so I can stand here safely. And another thing too, that recently my jaw locked. I am telling you, once you start over to one hurdle, the next one comes. I don't know what else is coming up next, but right now, my headaches subside, my energy, my fatigue, and all that stuff, thanks to all of these things, which I'm going to go really slow and teach you. But now my jaw is locking. So I haven't figured that out yet. I also read a thread that this guy actually had his jaw locked as well. He didn't continue anything further, so I don't know what actually stopped him or how it stops him. I tried to go through it, but he has an answer, so I don't know that yet, okay? Now, I'm going to go step by step, and it's going to go really slow so you can see all of these things that I have been experimenting, but it also helped me tremendously. First and foremost, clothing. Yes, clothing can be a very the number one on the list because of a thing, something called attraction. And low radiation attract to these things. Yes. If you want to learn more about them, I will leave a link right here so you can see them. Okay? Clothing, very important. I also mentioned in that video I use this on top of my forehead, like how I do it here. And then I put tin foil. You see that? There's a foil. So people can't see, so I can put it right on my forehead. That video is right up here, how I say certain things. These are the tape that you can use. These are aluminum tape. Also, too, you can use copper tape. They're very expensive, but copper is very good for that. Okay? So clothing pay attention to the clothing. It is very important. Okay, because it attracts to us. And I always state in that video, cotton is the safest. Now, my Wonder Bracelet. My Wonder Bracelet helped me tremendously. Yes, I am the inventor of that. Because of this journey, I was able to invent something to take the electromagnetic or decay and low radiation out of our body. So that way we're going to be bombarded some more or absorb some more. Remember, there's only two things that I always said. We breathe it and we absorb it. Okay? So, if you want to learn more about that, for the people who do not know what these are, I'll leave the DIY right up here and you'll be able to find that out. Now, you can see that thing been beeping, so I'm going to turn that off because it's not safe being here because it says harmful. The next thing on the list is very important. We have to learn how to protect our thyroid gland. Okay? That's what I'm using to protect my thyroid gland. And yes, it works. And because of that, I discover milk. Yes, milk actually coated our thyroid gland and it helped me tremendously with the headaches. Not only the clothing to prevent that, remember, tinfoil hat, but milk, I found that milk helped me tremendously, but it's only 2%. I have tried whole milk, I have tried organic milk, I have tried even fresh milk. I'll make that video later. I even tried 1%. 1% is better, but not as good as 2%. Non-fat definitely does not work. So something to do with fat. Okay? I'll probably make that video later. But milk was a game changer with this. Was a game changer to protect our thyroid. Then when I found out that there's vitamin A and vitamin D in this, so I add this as my supplement. So A and D, D3, okay? Take accordingly to the instruction. Then I found out B complex, yes, with B12. This was another game changer. And it helped me with energy. Yep, just like it says right there. Although milk had helped me with energy, this is a supplement to that. So far, we have to protect our thyroid, then extra supplement with A and D, and then B12 for metabolism. And I don't know about the nervous system, but definitely it was a game changer when I did the B complex. So I might or may be maybe vitamin B deficiency. I'm not sure on that, or all of us are, because we're on this thing called EMF journey. But like I stated, this is all. It never happened. None of these were needed until that cell tower came, I believe around February. But then March, that's when I felt it amping. And since March till now, which is April 15, it's been over a month and a half since I had that video. I made that video right up here too. Anything I have linked right up here, okay? I made that video how I felt the amping, and that's when I started to go on this journey. Now, the next one. So we got the good stuff out of the way. The next one, if you drink a lot of coffee and you have a lot of sugar, you actually need something called moringa leaf powder. And it helps reducing body glucose, which is sugar. That was another game changer. When I did that, when I just drink just one of these tablets, and it says 1,500 milligram per serving, okay? And they want to do 3 capsules, but I only did 1. I started with just 1. I wanted to see if they work or not. And when I did that, oh my, that gave me a lot of energy. Actually, this was way before that. So this gave me energy, and this also support my energy as well. So these 2 things helps me with energy. And that's when I no longer have fatigue. Remember, headaches and fatigue. Headaches, fatigue. I guess that's what it is. Maybe I had too much glucose or sugar in my body. And that was the game changer for sugar or glucose in my body. Reducing. It's stated right here. And I didn't realize that until that was what was doing. So that's when I knew that maybe because I drink a lot of coffee, I used to. Actually, this today, I just drank one. I haven't drank this in a long time. So for that, I know for a fact that it will help with glucose. And glucose can make you fatigue. Yeah. Glucose can actually make you tired. Well, tired and fatigue is the same. And some people kind of think it's different, but that's what that is. So that helped with my fatigue. But also, too, it gave me the energy because it helped me with fatigue. Now, here's something that you don't really know for sure. And I'm going to show you the two enemies. Okay? Salt. Salt is another enemy. It becomes an enemy now. Since this tower came, salt become my enemy. I cannot have a lot of salt now. Yeah? So, if you have a lot of salt, you have to have iodine. Because in the salt, sodium is Na is a plus. Iodine, it's actually, or iodine is a minus. So when it goes into your body, chloride is actually a minus and sodium is a plus. So sodium and chloride become salt. But when it goes into your body, it actually splits into two. So it becomes sodium and chloride. And when you have too much of those, you actually need iodine so they can adhere to each other. So then you'll be able to pee out. That's how it counterbalance, okay? A little chemistry. So if you have a lot of salt, and you consume a lot of salt, you're going to consume more iodine. Yep, very strange that I did not have to do any of these things until now. Next, if you consume a lot of vinegar, okay, we have to do the same thing as this. We have to neutralize them because our body cannot neutralize that. So if you eat a lot of salad dressings and stuff, guess what you have to do? You actually have to use baking soda. Yep. To neutralize that, we have to use baking soda to neutralize that. And I use about, if I know that I have a lot of salads, I would have to drink water with a little bit baking soda to that so it can neutralize. The chemistry, very easy. It neutralizes when it fizz up, and that's how it does in your stomach, I guess. It's just basically chemistry. So now we know if you eat a lot of salads and stuff, or vinegar, because that's what these are, you're going to need baking soda to neutralize. Yep. If you eat a lot of salt, you're going to need iodine. If you drink milk and you have diarrhea, or if you're lactose intolerant, pear or avocado, which I have that video right up here that I talk about that would help it. Because I drink 3 to 4 times per day, and this is 8 ounce. Okay, that's 1 cup total. I try to cut them down 3 times a day now, and I'm still okay with that. I don't get my headaches still, so like I stated before, that was a game changer. Now, one of the person that subscribed to my channel, I have not tested this out yet. So I don't know what it does to my body yet, but maybe when there's an update, I'll update it right up here and I'll link it right up here about that. So I haven't figured that out yet. This is what we need. So I haven't figured that out yet. Now, potassium citrate. When I drink this, oh boy, my headache came back. So that means, that tells me that vinegar, it actually becomes our enemy. And if you got headaches and you know that you had a lot of salad dressing and you got a little headache, you have to drink a little bit baking soda to neutralize that so your headache can go away. Because of this, I was able to figure it out, because it's citrate. I was able to figure out what that does in our body. And that's how I was able to figure this, that we need baking soda to neutralize that. Okay? So that became my enemy. Citrate. Now, this is supposed to be for my intestinal support. This is for metals. So in case there's metals, I have not tested out yet. But once I do, and I know for a fact, and I know for sure, I will make that video and I'll link it right up here. Or you can ask in the future, because these two are future videos. I have not tested out yet. I want to test them a month before I actually do that. These has been a long time, except for the moringa leaf, because I actually bought that long ago. I heard about it, how it gave people energy, but I didn't go full force on that until this month. So I'm still in the work on that with the B12 or B complex with B12. Okay, so that's all there is about how I take my supplement. Very important to listen to this video so you don't have to experiment like a guinea pig, because that's what I did. And thank you whoever it is upstairs that gave me a nice brain and gave me a body that I can feel, just like that right there. Whew. Just 30 minutes I was able to feel and I was able to understand. So they gave me a nice brain, and thank you for that. Whoever it is upstairs, that's all I gotta say. That special hand, remember? I always said that special hand, and gave me a nice brain. And thank you. I am able to go through all this and understand, or understood now, a lot of things that helps with cell tower, cell phone headaches. A lot of people, if you search around, you see a lot of people having that issue right now. And I didn't have any cell phone headaches or cell tower headaches because my house, there's no wireless whatsoever. I just made recently a video too about hyper EMF sensitivity. I link it here. If I don't, you can ask for that. And I haven't got any headaches. I got any amping. And only recently when I went through this journey, and that's when I understood and understand that some of the people talking about cell towers, when the cell towers come to their house or their school or near their apartment, blah, 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 they got mad headaches. And they became fatigued. They became immobilized in their own home, or I call imprisoned. That's what they did to me. And now I am able, because of these supplements, I am able to come back a little bit. But remember this. It is not 100%. We don't have to do this. We don't. We shouldn't have to buy so much of these. You can tell how much most of these cost already. We don't have to go through this, but we don't have a choice. Why? Because of greed. Remember, I always said greed for speed. Because they're so greedy for speed that they made all of us go through this. And I can feel you. I can understand you 100%. That's suffering through this. And it attack our thyroid. So it is very important to protect your thyroid. And as this right here. Use a mask if you cannot make your own. Remember I said in one of my videos that, oh, crochets. I even made that on my own. Crochet is going to be very popular in the future because people are going to start making things to protect their thyroid. You can actually buy a mask and put this around your neck like this. Pretend that's your neck. You can actually do that. Stick copper. Open this up right here and stick copper inside so that way you don't touch the copper. Remember, you cannot touch. Or you can even put it outside and wear it so you can protect your thyroid. Remember, you have to protect your thyroid gland. Very important, which is around your neck. Right now, I actually have this. I made this. This was on top of my head during this videoing. And what's in there? Well, let me show you before I go. Very easy. You make these and then you make a little pocket and you insert copper. The copper, this is 100% copper inside here. And I put that on top of my head to protect my head. Yep. So that's how I protect my head. And that's what I'm doing during filming. Here, I have to protect my thyroid, which I'm going to make clothing later actually protect the thyroid and in the frontal and in the back of your lungs and everything. So you won't have lung cancer either. So that's how you're going to protect. Okay, very important. If you cannot make these, you can actually make these by yourself. And instead of wearing a mask, or you can just buy it, instead of wearing a mask, just wear it to protect your thyroid and your forehead. Remember that. Or something called, they call it the third eye. Okay? I'll leave it right on the screen for you. So, let's recap this one more time. First, clothing is very important. Protecting your thyroid is very important. And protecting your forehead is important. Use tin foil or tape foil or copper foil. Okay? Then you gotta get your milk so you can protect, you can make the coating on your thyroid. Remember that, you have to protect that. And for that, you need potassium iodide. That goes hand in hand. This is only supplement. If you don't think you don't need it, you don't have to buy those. Okay? As for energy and too much sugar, if you have too much sugar, you're going to need this type of powder, or you can use the pills. Either one is your choice. But if you have a lot of people actually with EMF sensitivity, I believe they are vitamin B or B12 deficiency. So check into that. It doesn't cost that much. Okay? If you have a lot of salt, you would have to take extra iodine. Okay? If you have a lot of salad dressing or vinegar, vinegar becomes an enemy somehow, like I stated earlier. This is a recap. You would need a little bit of baking soda water if you get headaches from that. You would need a little bit of baking soda water, just a little bit, and like a quarter of a teaspoon to a half a teaspoon, no more than that, and try to balance it out. Just start with a small and then add a little bit extra. Okay? 16 ounces water with a little bit. That's how you counterbalance that. Because of this, I was able to find out what citrate does in our body. And that's how I was able to get this to actually neutralize that. Last but not least, I have not experimented these two yet, and probably be in the future. This one, kind of headaches and something else. And then this one here is actually trying to remove the metal inside your body. That's what my research so far. So that's how I understood this so far. So I'm going to try to see if I can remove some of the metals inside my body, because it goes in there and the metal will attract to pectin. And then you poop it out or you pee it out, whatever it is. Okay? So those are going to be in the future. So remember, watch this video very carefully as I stated, and then watch it again and again and again, so that way you can understand how to battle cell tower or cell phone headaches. Remember, cell towers and cell phones is what make these us, or all of us, headaches or give us headaches. And because we have to protect our thyroid, because there's two things. We breathe in and we absorb. The strong one we absorb. The low one we breathe in. Okay? And don't forget, always wear your Wonder Bracelet at a certain time so it'll help you further. If you get a little extra headache, you can add on a little bit. Now I actually add on about an hour and a half onto my time because I feel the amping a little bit too much. So I actually wear 3 of these. Okay? And that's how I help my headaches. And I'm glad that I figured all this out, and now I got a lot of energy, and my headaches are no more. I can still feel the amping. Remember that. I don't like certain part of the house, blah, blah, blah. But I no longer have headaches and fatigue. And that was the greatest thing that I have discovered right there. And then I learned more about these. Okay? I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something, and watch it a few times, okay? So that way you can understand, so you can help your body. Other than that, that's about it on this video. I will see you in the next video.